Joining me now is Joe Benaroche. He is the head of content, media partnerships, and distribution here at the New York Stock Exchange. Joe, welcome to NYSE Live.
This is so great. It's so fun to be on the other side of the team. I love this. This is great. And you do an incredible job.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Can you take us through the recent growth and expansion plan of the Inside the Ice House podcast?
Perfect. I love that you asked that question, and thanks for playing that clip. You know, if you look at the New York Stock Exchange in general, if you look at our community is so expansive, and with the companies that we are proud to serve, we have ridden every wave of technological innovation, from the telegraph to electric vehicles to AI, and that should be exactly how we show up when it comes to our media partnerships, the content that we're creating, and everything that we're putting out in the market on behalf of that community, because as we continue to modernize. And so the podcast is a really prime example. I mean, over the last 7 years of its creation, it's surpassed 1 million downloads. It's engaging leaders from all over the nation, across every single sector. And what we're trying to do now is take that podcast and make sure that it's showing up in different atmospheres, whether it's having breakfast on the balcony, whether it's going to CES, whether it'll appear in Davos. We want to make sure that we're bringing leaders into what has become, audio has become a new big format. And so we're really engaged with that. And Lance Glynn is doing an amazing job leading that, and has established partnerships with the C-Suite network and a whole bunch of others, and we're actually looking for more partnerships, so that's our big call to action.
And how are these partnerships helping to expand the reach of the New York Stock Exchange?
That's a really great question, because on behalf of that community that I mentioned in the beginning, our entire focus is making sure that they have as many media options, as many content options to put their narrative into the marketplace to the audience by which they want to connect with. And so we have partnerships across the board, from everyone from Dow Jones to Axios to The Information. We're looking at partnerships with Acquired and All In and all different formats. And those partnerships help us not only bring back more options to our media partners, to our community, but it also helps us extend the reach of that content. And that's why we're looking at, extending our partnership with X, or extending our partnership with LinkedIn, because we want to create content in the way that people are consuming it, but also make sure that our community has a lot of options to put their narrative in the marketplace.
And the NYSE has been scaled across different platforms. Yeah. Can you talk about what you're learning about the audiences through that?
That's a great question, and I think, if you look at partners that we have with the Wall Street Journal, when we showed up with them in Cannes, if you look at how we show up on X, if you look at our expanding partnership with LinkedIn, working with Jessica Jensen, its new Chief Marketing Officer, you recognize different trends and different behaviors on each of those platforms. If you just look at LinkedIn in particular, they've had such an increase in video consumption and increase in video consumption in a vertical format. So making sure that our content is showing up really well and really, really customized to that platform. No different than X. X is, has a surge in live. The Wall Street Journal does incredible at showing up at really large scale events.
All right, and in about a few seconds, anything we should be looking forward to coming from NYSE?
Absolutely. We are hosting our second partnership day in February, and we are looking for more media partners. So big call to action, more partnerships on the runway.
All right, thank you, Joe Benaroche, head of content, media partnerships, and distribution here at the New York Stock Exchange.